Testing. Hello, I hope this is on. Yes, hello, it's me. I came to speak to you about a show. Yes, this video is gonna be about the show The Activist. So it was supposed to be a CBS reality competition show about activism. And it was, and like one person's social cause was gonna win. It was like America's Next Top Activist. It was like American Idol. Think of like American Idol, but with social issues. So yes, and it was gonna be hosted by these three people: Priyanka Chopra, Usher, and Julianne Hough. And yes, so it was supposed to be in this competition format, right? But it's now gonna be they changed it to be like a documentary, like a one-time documentary, because it got a lot of backlash, obviously, for this format, this oppression Olympics, the show. So yes, so that's what we're gonna talk about today. We're not doing anything fancy, just screen recording the facts that I have. So let me pull up the premise. So it was announced in like September, I think, that they were gonna change it. So this is an article from The Cut. So this is what it was. Activists go head to head in challenges to promote their causes with success measured via online social engagement, social metrics, and host input. Remember, the hosts are Priyanka Chopra, Usher, and Julianne Hough. Um, um, with host input, yes. The three teams have one ultimate goal: to create impactful movements that amplify their message, drive action, and advance them to the G20 summit in Rome, Italy. There, they will meet with world leaders in hope of securing funding and awareness for their causes. The team that receives the largest commitment is celebrated as the overall winner at the finale, which will also feature musical performances by some of the world's most passionate artists. This is a lot. This is a lot here. There's a lot going on. Yes. Now it is now going to be a documentary. Let's see if it'll say somewhere in here. Yes, global activism. Apologize. They partnered with CBS for the show. They said we got it wrong, and so this new and improved documentary version of the activist will be completely reshot. So the whole thing is gonna change. So yeah, that's basically the situation. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I actually had an idea for a show like this a while ago. It came to me when I was running, of course, because I was just feeling pessimistic. I was just feeling like, we're living in hell, and like, and I was thinking about what would go on in hell, and I was thinking, like, America's Next Top Activist. That was gonna be the name of the show, and then when I googled the activist, I saw this picture, and I was like, exactly, that's exactly what I thought when I was thinking about an idea for this, but my idea was gonna be animated and it was gonna be satire. So it was gonna be like a cartoon, um, and it was gonna be super funny. And what's it called? So it was gonna have like America's. Oh shit, what's going on? I don't know if you can see this Adobe Player thing popping up. Oh fuck. Let me exile. Okay. Anyways, um, so yes, it was gonna have America's. Uh, what is it called? Got Talent. It was gonna have that kind of background on a stage, and I imagined the three hosts would be like a Sean King pirata, you know, like a Walmart version Sean King. You know, it's Sean King. You know who we're talking about. Um, and then he'll be there. And then the what's it called? The second host would be like a woke rapper. But like he's actually not. You know what I mean? The ones that are like, you know, like they'll be like, yeah, I care about causes, but they'll be, you know, they'll be pretty bigoted in a lot of other ways. Um, and then it'll be like an influencer, preferably a beauty influencer. Um, so yes, that was my idea. Um, and then I saw this. So I thought of that idea months ago, but then this came out and I was like, dude, y'all took my idea. But anyways, but also let me just go down. So like for first I thought, oh, they took my idea. Fucking biters. And then I remembered, not remembered, and then I was just like, I just kind of like laughed when I saw it because I saw it like on Twitter, I think, and then I just kept scrolling, because I was like, this is a bunch of bullshit. Like this is Sean King activism. Yes, if you don't know about Sean King, he's a scammer. You know, just look into it. The information's out there. Um, so you know, Sean King activism in the way that it's playing on like social media metrics. I feel like that's kind of how Sean King operates. Um, so yeah, um, so like this kind of Sean King activism, and um, it's kind of outstanding that it's literally coming to fruition, like as a TV show, because he's just like one guy that's doing that, but like um there's this whole TV show that they want to do that too. And it makes me wonder, like, is this what rich people or like celebrities think activism is? Is this what they think that organizing is? Because this is such a like influencerification of social issues and organizing. Um, you know, like, and that's what we kind of seen a bit in the last few years. This kind of, you know, these kind of activists that are more like operate as influencers. Um, so yes, I think that's what they were kind of going for. So if they wanted an influencer show, they could have just said, "Let's do an influencer show." So you know, I feel like anybody with common sense or who just knows about um organizing, mobilization, or anything like that, um, knows that if you're to like really making change, it happens at the ground, at local levels, and it's a lot of thankless and unglamorous work. And so I know that some of these articles said that that's what they were going for. They were like, you know, um, they wanted to show the thankless work that activists do, or blah blah blah. That's what they said. But this is not the way to do it, y'all. This is not the way to do it. Um, so you know, most of like, and it's like y'all weren't gonna make any actual change. Like, come on now, because you know any substantial effort is, mostly done by people within their own communities to meet each other's immediate needs. And usually efforts done by charities, foundations, political parties, and like big shit like that. Um, the work that is done for them usually is to just pat each other on the back, but the people who are in need never see their needs, actually met. Um, so this summit in Italy doesn't really impress me either. Um, I just feel like shit's gonna be the same. I feel like I'm still gonna be poor. Anyways, and then it's just kind of like, I laughed because it was a bunch of bullshit and it just immediately feels like a mockery of grassroots organization and on the ground labor. Um, so yeah, so let's talk about these hosts. So first we got Priyanka Chopra. Um, so, um, I saw a few episodes of Quantico when it came out, and I was like, cool. And then I never watched again. And I know that she would do, like, she's known for being, oh, what's going on? No thanks. She's kind of known for, yeah, charity, also charity work. Um, but, um, my main thing I think about her is when this happened. So there was like, yeah, philanthropic streak. That's what people know her for. Anyways, so there was like, some violence between, some, it was like a war going on between like India and Pakistan. Um, and so this like article from Insider talks about it. So on the day of an airstrike, at a at a suspected terrorist camp in Pakistan, went down as a retaliation for a suicide car bombing that killed 40 Indian troops. So, there was like, two things going on. And Priyanka Chopra tweeted this, which means Hail India. So people were like, what? Like, why are you, this is a war. Like, this is not good. Like, this is not good. Um, Honestly, like when I first saw it, I was like, what? I was like, what? Like, why? I didn't understand. Like, I didn't understand. So yes, um, there was this, Priyanka Chopra was speaking somewhere, and this person asked a question directly to her. And she was like, you're being a hypocrite because you talk a lot about humanity, but you were kind of advocating for, um, you know, violence and war between our two countries. Um, and she's like, there's no winner in this. And then Priyanka Chopra was like, I hear you. Whenever you're done venting, got it? Okay, cool. Like, oh my god, venting. Um, and she said, war is not something I'm very fond of, but I am patriotic. Miss Ma'am, what the fuck? What the fuck kind of. Anyways, um, yeah, she apologized if the tweet offended any fans who do love me and have loved me. Like, what is this? What is this? What is this, like, mindset? Um, And she said, the way you came at me right now, girl, don't yell. We're all here for love. Don't yell. Don't embarrass yourself. But we all walk that middle ground. What middle ground? But thank you for your enthusiasm, your question, and your voice. What? So yeah. Then this yeah, the person who asked the question, they were like, um, yeah, they were like, yeah, they said they felt gaslit. Um, and that it was a pretty irresponsible statement. As she is a UN ambassador. So yeah, so that's the first thing I think of when I think of Priyanka Chopra. Um, of all the, I will say, of all the hosts that they got for TV for Activist Center TV show on CBS, this one makes the most sense to me, like from where they're coming from, you know, from their pretty narrow mindset of what they're trying to go for. I could see why they would choose Priyanka Chopra. The other two don't have a clue. Next, we got Usher, of course, the one and only. Um, so here's the thing, he hasn't really said anything like the other two have. But I haven't really seen him say anything about the issue, and I kind of feel like he's probably a busy guy. They probably signed him up for that shit, and he was like, "Let's do it," and there we go. You know what I'm saying? But it just Usher. Like, I like a lot of the Usher songs, but what the fuck does he know about activism? So it just that it doesn't make any sense. Um, and then last but not least, we have Julianne Hough. So she's this white woman, um, and she's a dancer. I looked her up, cause I've heard her name, but couldn't tell you what she has done. Um, so she made the least sense to me. I was like, huh? Like, huh? Like, you know, that just felt like it came out of nowhere. And the only other thing I've heard about her was that she did blackface for a Halloween costume in 2013. And so I heard she did blackface, and then when I looked it up, I was flabbergasted because not only was she because she was doing that, but she was portraying a character from Orange is the New Black when it was really popular in 2013. Iso Adube's character, I forgot their name in the show, but she did blackface to do that. Like, what? 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 Why do people do that for Halloween? Why do people do that? That was yeah, so this made the least sense to me. And she released a statement. So not gonna lie, her statement is pretty long, so I can tell she actually at least gave a shit to say something. But she was just saying, you know, thanks for calling me in, and I hear all the, you know, felt like the Oppression Olympics exactly. She's like, I hear all the critiques. And she said, she's like, I don't claim to be an activist. And I agree that the judging aspect of the show missed the mark. No shit. Furthermore, I am not qualified to act as a judge. No shit. On top of all this, she says many people are just becoming aware that I wore blackface in 2013, which only furthered the insult to injury. Miss Ma'am, yep, you know what you did was wrong. And she's like, it was a poor choice. poor choice. What do you mean poor choice? Like that you just don't do that. Like what the fuck is wrong with you? A poor choice is like when you, I don't know, when you order decaf, you're like, let me get decaf today, where you order tea instead of coffee. Like, it was a poor choice, you know what I mean? Like, this is not, like, this is what? And she's like, based on my own white privilege. Um, uh, what? I don't think you're using that correctly. But yeah, so she knows it was wrong, and she's obviously pretty embarrassed by it, which you should be. Why the fuck did you do that in big 2013? Um, and yeah, she's like, I don't have the answers yet, and she's like, but I'm gonna still be on the show. And she's like, I'm learning from this, and da 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 da. And isn't it always that? Aren't y'all always learning? Oh, Priyanka Chopra released a statement too. I forgot to read that one. She said, I have been moved by the power of your voices over the past week, as at its core, activism is fueled by cause and effect. When people come together to raise their voice about something, there is always an effect. You were heard. You, meaning the internet. Let's see. She said the show got it wrong, and she further apologized for its participation in its first iteration of the series, while stressing that the new format would put the attention on the activists and their causes. Happy to know this new format, new stories will highlight. Proud to collaborate with partners who have their ear to the ground. Oh God, when it's time to hit pause and reevaluate. So that just means people who are on Twitter. People who are on Twitter with the commenters. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, Usher has not yet publicly commented on the matter. So Usher hasn't commented. And this article is from Vanity Fair, by the way. Jesus Christ. Woof. All y'all are like, we got it wrong. Sorry. uh, oh, that's so funny. Um, yeah. Um, so all these people are, they're just celebrities. They have no expertise on social issues or organizing, and it doesn't make sense to have them here. Even in my little, even in my little idea for a satire show, the judges that I chose that were ridiculous, they were ridiculous, but they at least made sense. Like a Sean King type, a woke rapper, and a beauty influencer. That sounds like something they would do, no? I feel like, but these people just made no sense. They're just, banking on celebrity. And I just wonder also, like, who did they ask first? Because these people could not have been, like, come on, these people could not have been their first choices. So I'm wondering, who did they ask first, and then they said no. Um, so yeah. So, oh yes, let's talk about these social change categories also. Um, let's see. Oh shit. Um, all these articles. I wonder if it'll tell me. I know it was like let's see. See if I can find it here. Me command find. See if it'll go. Oh, I don't think it'll go because I'm recording. Oh no, it's right there. The education. Here we go. Yes, so the show originally featured 6 inspiring activists working alongside 3 high profile figures to bring meaningful change in the realms of health, education, and the environment. A lot of buzzwords, exactly the cut, exactly. So, yes, these 3 categories. Um, so first of all, this is very vague. This isn't saying anything to me. Um, like, health? There's so much there. Education and the environment. Couldn't be more broad. Couldn't be more broad. Like, and let me tell you why. Because when you have an organization, you usually have a goal, usually have something in specific that you're doing. Um so okay, first thing that comes to mind, Moms for Housing in Oakland, California. These moms that have historically, their families have historically lived in Oakland. They have, they're moms, so they got families, they need a place to live, and Oakland, the prices are, the rent is out of control. And people get evicted left and right. So, they're trying to get more families housed. That's a really important issue, especially since most of them are black. So, there's a lot of racial disparities going on in the, within gentrification. So, that's something very specific. What the fuck does health, education, and the environment mean? There's so much there. Health. Whose health? What health? Like, what? Um, and also, I, when I first, so like when I first was, was reading upon it, I thought in the categories one would be like racism, considering the year that we just had. But then I was like, I don't know, they seem like they really don't want to be controversial. Like they want these categories, and they want the show to really appeal to like across the political spectrum, so they want it to be like pretty inoffensive. Um so I think that's why they kept it broad, and why they didn't have racism in there, because they're like, ooh, we don't want to piss off the cops. Um so yeah, they didn't want to get too controversial. Also, what was this competition format going to be? Because it's like, what would happen? Like, because they were doing it based on social metrics, right? Yes, via online engagement, social metrics, and host input. So, like, how I'm saying this Sean King activism, this influencer, ification of activism, and basing it on like likes and retweets. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, turn down somebody whose cause is like, I don't know, putting low income students in college, um, versus someone whose cause is getting vaccines to the public. Like, what? Like, how are you just gonna say something like to someone, oh, your activism is shit, like fuck your drag. Um yeah, so I don't understand how, like, literally oppression Olympics. I don't understand. And it just feels very much, it's just, like, you guys aren't, and it's like you guys are saying that you're trying to bring change, but you're not. But you're just bullshitting. And like none of this shit is gonna bring actual change. So yeah, they got a lot of backlash on Twitter and everything. So now it's gonna change into a documentary. I don't really know what the new documentary is gonna look like. I imagine it's gonna be some Mickey Mouse shit, some pat yourself on the back. And I honestly have no idea how the celebrities are gonna fit into it, because they don't belong there in the first place. So, you know, I would imagine the documentary would have to really focus on the actual activists. So I don't even know how the judges would fit into it since they have nothing to add. They don't have any value to bring to social issues. Um, so yeah, and I'm also kind of worried about these activists that they're gonna bring in because it's like, are they gonna be actual grassroots activists or are they just gonna be like, you know, shiny, respectable faces from like charities and like Model UN? So uh, I don't know. And also, I keep saying like charity and everything um, as a derogatory way because charities are not really that good. They're just like a tax write off, and they don't actually do anything to serve the people or whoever they claim to serve. And yes, on top of everything, this is just a waste of money. I saw this in the NPR article too. Like, this was when I definitely thought of this. I was just like, that's just like a waste of money. Um, and yes, someone else spoke about it. Brittany Packnett Cunningham. Um, there's gonna be a lot of money spent on hair. Like you have to buy these. You know, you're paying these celebrities to be there. You need to pay for their hair, makeup, and you guys are traveling to fucking Italy. You know, production, everything. This is just a waste of money. If you wanted to help, then why don't you just give the money to the people? Why don't you just give the money directly to the people who need it or to, you know, organizations out there already? Like, hello? Um, so yeah, the vibes are that I'm getting from this are Black Mirror. They're like, let's make something nice, some charity porn, and not piss anyone off. You know what kind of vibe it is? It's like the Ellen DeGeneres show back in the day, where that's what they were going for, you know? Just giving away free shit and all that. Um, and people eat it up. People eat it up. So I think that's what they were going for. Not to, obviously, I don't know if you can hear that car. Anyways, there's always a lot of noise. There's been so much noise going on. I hope you can't hear it. Anyways, yeah, like they know that they're not gonna actually do anything. They just wanna, you know, be like, oh, look what we did, and it's nothing. Nobody's material lives are changed. Um, anyways, yes, it feels very Black Mirror. Um, and yeah, yeah, yeah. So, that's it. That's, you know, those are my thoughts on this. Um, what's it called? Yeah. Um, so let me know what you think. Um, bye.